and welcome to MGP368. I'm Kev, and with me, as ever, this Sheepdog, Anna, and Twitch sensation, Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
How do we all feel to be in the presence of Twitch sensation, Pab?
Oh, stop it. Come on. Come on now.
He's a Twitch sensation, boys and girls. Are you wearing sunglasses to do this podcast?
No, just me blue light glasses.
That's all right then. Excellent stuff. If you haven't been following Pab's adventures on Twitch, you really should.
Please do.
In fact, you should go over there and follow him right now, because he's a Twitch sensation and he plays a variety of games, which confused the niblets out of me when I was watching a nice little confusing black and white game one day. Then all of a sudden it went high definition and coloured. It was very odd.
Yep.
Look, very confused on Monday when Anna messaged me saying, "Are you at work?" And I replied, "Yeah." And she said, "You should come and join us on Pab's stream." I'm like, "You literally just asked me if I was at work."
You're not actually working.
That means you've got time available. If you just sat there at your desk, you can come in and stream. If you were at home, you might be doing something important.
That's a good point.
Later in the week, I did put it on because Pab said he was trying to get to a certain amount of subs, but I couldn't hear or see anything. I just subscribed.
He did.
Sat there. I could see a bit of gaming going on, but
I was mortified that day because I was having a poo, and I just went on to have a little look to see what he was up to, and Sheepdog's name was on the screen, and I was this close to starting a new Twitch account just so I could follow him again, just to get Sheepdog's name off the screen, because I can't poo with that man's name in front of my eyes. I don't want to think about him while I'm straining.
You can shower and drop your phone down the toilet. How does that work, Kevin?
That was 10 years ago.
Like a segue.
That was a long time.
That
was a long time ago.
Yes, because you screamed like a little girl, going, I was talking to Sheepdog and I dropped my phone in the toilet. What shall I do? I'm like,
I don't think I led with "I was talking to Sheepdog." I think I probably got the key information out first, phone in toilet, and then later when you pressed me why my phone was in my hands when I was in the shower, that's when I probably revealed I was talking to Sheepdog. It would be a really weird cry for help. Help! I was talking to Sheepdog! Quickly! Oh, and my phone went in the toilet.
That goes without saying, really.
But why couldn't you have waited until you got out of the toilet? What could have been so important? Because we'll never know because the phone is dead, but...
Well, sometimes if you leave it too long before doing a witty comeback, it looks like you thought about it too much. So if I've got something that is quick and I need to really show just how quick it was, I can't wait until I've finished showering, because then he'll think there's been planning gone into it and it loses its impact.
It's true. Plus, my attention span's so slim that if he doesn't reply instantly, I forget what he's talking about.
Yeah, his phone auto-deletes everybody. The way his Twitter auto-deletes his tweets after 3 minutes, his phone auto-deletes phone numbers if you don't text him back quickly enough.
Which is why when you said to me, get on the Twitch stream, I was like, I swear I just told you I was at work. I couldn't check because the message weren't there anymore.
Pab, tell everyone what your Twitch is so they can all go and follow
It is twitch.tv/Pab1986.
However did you come up with that name, Pab?
I don't know. I've had it for a long time. Speaking of which, somebody came into my channel the other day and said, tell Sheepdog to get on the Xcloud stuff. They're doing like beta for Xcloud, aren't they, at the minute?
They are.
He said go and tell Sheepdog to do that because Civ is on there, so he can stream from the Xcloud beta to his phone and play Civ 5 or 6, however it is, the latest Civ. And I said, well, you just go to him on Twitter, and he went, he's blocked me. Who
have I blocked?
He blocked me. And I said, why has he blocked you? He said, I told him he was moaning too much or something like that.
I wonder who that was. I'll check my block list. I don't think I've got many people blocked at all.
Well,
bless him.
Yeah, that's it.
I admire this person's perseverance, that some bumhead who's blocked him, they're still trying to help him out.
I had that earlier in the week, to be fair. Someone offered to help me in the private messages while I was ranting at them on my public messages, and then I looked at my private messages and it started with an offer to help, and then it was like, do you know what? Get lost. I just thought, well, they were in the wrong anyway, but apparently people still want to help me no matter how mean I am. I'm trying to look through my blocks now to see who. I mean, it's not Boris Johnson, is it? And Donald
If
Trump.
it was, it didn't pop up as Prime Minister or whatever it was. His Twitch name was just, I can't remember what his Twitch name was. I cannot for the life of me think now. But yeah, he said to me, tell Sheepdog this, and I was like, okay, I'll tell him. And then I said,
oh Jesus, I've got 307 blocked accounts.
Goodness me, Sheepdog.
Wow.
That's more than I have. That's actually nowhere near. I imagine I've got more blocked accounts than I have followers. But
a surprising amount of Tottenham-related Twitter accounts because I'm just sick of them. They're all nonsense. I'm blocking Coca-Cola, apparently. Don't know why. They obviously annoyed me at some point.
probably because they keep refusing to sponsor me.
Every single area of Heart FM. Because I was just sick of them appearing as news. Heart Wiltshire, Hertfordshire.
How are they appearing as news to you? You use Twitter wrong. I'm certain of it.
I don't. They just bombard the trending for some reason. I think I just follow certain people back, and then suddenly it thinks I want to know what Taylor Swift news is out there. That's one of the things I've blocked, apparently. Taylor Swift news.
But you are always finger to the pulse in the Taylor Swift news. Is that why you don't want to see it? Because you already know everything that they tweet?
Yeah, basically.
Splendid.
I can't see anyone on here who
Well,
would
whoever it
potentially
is
be a
out there,
podcast
I know they listen to this, I think, as well. They must do. Whoever it is, come to me on
their
Twitter.
only contact with sheep that they can
Yeah,
have. They
come
can't
to-
get
Yeah,
in
Pam
touch with
can
any
broker
other
a
way.
peace treaty
Yeah.
between us.
Come to me on Twitter, and I'll pass it on to Sheepdog, and I'll get him to unblock you.
Don't come through me because I'll block you.
Unless I suddenly go, oh, them. Yeah.
Yeah, if they come through, if you come through Pab and then everything goes quiet, Sheepdog meant it. Oh, dear. So aside from Pab becoming an internet sensation and Sheepdog alienating people, have we all had a lovely week?
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day as we're recording this. This is our Valentine's Day four-way that we're having. Are we all having a lovely Valentine's Day? Anna got me a balloon in a box that came through the post. I was so excited.
Yeah, he actually thanked me, and then we were just sitting, just like minding my own business, and he went, "Thank you." That's it.
Yeah. I haven't had a balloon for years. I forgot how much I enjoyed just being able to walk around the house holding a balloon.
Wow.
Oh, it was so nice.
I bought Claire some Lego last week and said it's not for Valentine's Day. And she looked at me like I was a bit mad. Didn't need to say that. But other than that, I bought myself some beers. I looked really single in Tesco's, and I was just buying beer, lemonade.
You look really
some
single
chocolate.
wherever you go.
Just buying supplies for the weekend, and I thought, I feel like I have to tell the person behind the counter that I'm married, but they'll just think
Were
I'm
you
weird.
walking hand out in front of you so everyone could see your ring?
I don't wear a ring, do I? That's why I looked extra
Why?
single. Because my hands are too big.
Wow,
Made
Sheepdog.
bigger than.
Wow,
Nah,
Sheepdog.
no, they're not. They're not. It got uncomfortable on my skin, and then when I took it off, and then I'm guessing that I don't know. When I put it back on now, it's really uncomfortable. I just don't like it.
Wow.
So I just assume I'll either get used to it being on, or I don't know. I don't wear it anyway, so I have to keep telling the ladies no.
You should have one tattooed on.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
I'm full of good ideas. I'll take you. I'll drive you to the tattoo shop tomorrow.
Now I'm kind of all right. I've not got any tattoos, piercings, or anything like that.
But you're about to get one on your finger.
Nah.
Poor old Kirsty. She assumes you're deliberately leaving your ring off. This way you'll be able to show that, look, Kirsty, I didn't get you a Valentine's present, but here's my show of my commitment. I'm having my ring tattooed back on because I'm too
The
fat
last
to
time
wear
I
the
put my
one you
ring on, my
gave me.
finger went black, and she panicked.
My word.
Yeah, that wasn't good. So we don't do that.
Goodness me. But yeah, I highly recommend balloons in boxes to anybody who enjoys a balloon but has forgotten how good balloons are. Because
Did
balloons
you
are
think it was a
fantastic.
balloon when you were opening it? I
Well,
guess
when the man...
lightness-
It was weird because we got three things all delivered at the same time by Yodel. 2 big Moonpig boxes and one big box full of Dave's dog food. So the guy walked over from the van with 2 boxes piled up, looking like he was struggling. The dog food, and then this big yellow box on top. So I went out there to help him out. Took the top box off, which is just a box with a balloon in, and carried that into the house. While he followed me, Fox still struggling with all this dog food.
Oh, God.
Oh, that poor man.
But how was I to know? I didn't know Anna had got me a balloon in a box. I thought it was the first time I've ever tried to be helpful because I could see he had so much stuff. And he must think I'm a right bumhead. Oh,
If he'd have put a balloon on the bottom, wouldn't it have floated the box?
Exactly, the man
forward?
wasn't thinking. It's his own fault.
Should have used science.
But yeah, at least I helped him and carried that into the house like a real gentleman.
You're such a monster.
Right. Is this the gaming podcast that we do? Remind me.
It is. I
Yep.
keep trying to suggest we drop that, but you insist. So
Well, the podcast
I've
is
played
called
games.
Mature Gamer Podcast, and we're certainly not mature, so we have to keep part of the title true.
Let's just make it, I don't know, a dance about something, so it's not even a podcast. Let's just do something completely different. It's not a podcast. It's not mature.
Well, if
it's
Pab
not
moves
about
to
gaming.
Peterborough, then we could just do it as a video. I mean, the 4 of us could just sit in my garage once a week
I am
and
not sitting
play a
out
board
there.
game with a camera pointing at us and have a chat. It's Pab's fault that can't happen.
Yeah.
If you move down to Cambridge way, that's still doable, isn't it? Pab should move
Exactly.
to Cambridge. That'd make more sense.
Make it happen, Pab.
He can become the man round the corner that you never visit, and I'll become the northerner.
Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So, has anybody played any video games this week? Because I mean, I've played 3 unique video games this week.
So have I.
However, they're Football Manager, Civilization 6, and Total Extreme Wrestling. And I think I may have mentioned each of them in the past.
Yes, I did see you mention you were getting into extreme wrestling
Yeah,
again.
it's
but
bad though. He shouldn't do that because
Sometimes I just get the
yeah,
urge.
but it makes you were moaning at me last night saying, I've got no time to do any videos. Yeah, because you're playing that game, Kevin.
No, the reason I was grumpy yesterday is because I've become a meathead. Because I
I've always
felt
been a meathead.
no, a proper meathead. When I went to the gym yesterday, I felt like I wasn't as strong as I usually am, and I couldn't lift as heavy as normal, and it put me in a bad mood for the whole of yesterday. I was just in a grumpy mood, and I was grumpy until I went back to the gym this morning and was able to lift a little heavier again. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm not in a mood anymore. So
You're addicted
apparently,
to the endorphins.
apparently I am. So yeah, that's why I was in a. So I just sat there yesterday moping around playing.
What
Total
did I
Extreme
have to give
Wrestling.
you, Kevin? Before
What did you give me?
your wrestling.
Oh, I had a little. I don't even know how to describe it, but I feel like I should find the words quickly before people jump to conclusions. It was a little thing that I had to hit with a hammer for about 20 minutes until a bit of volcanic rock fell out. It was awesome.
Right, so I saw these things on TikTok. It was like precious kind of stones and stuff.
Oh, like you like a dig type thing. I think we have one of these. My son dug up a dinosaur tooth and a dinosaur poo.
Yes.
So we've just got them on a shelf behind me at the moment because he just dug them out of a bit of clay. Similar thing, yeah.
Yeah, so
it
I
was
gave
awesome.
one to Kevin, and Kevin was quiet and happy for the 20 minutes that he was doing it.
Got his
Yeah.
endorphins.
Yeah, he loved it, didn't you, Kevin?
Yeah, so apparently I like the gym and hitting stuff with a hammer these days. So I really have gone full meathead. I might give Call of Duty a try. Perhaps I'm finally in the right frame of mind to enjoy that game. But yeah, that's been my week.
I tried Pab's advice. Well, actually, no. I was going to try Pab's advice on the getting other people to join me in battles on Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to do that. I tried, it didn't work. But I also did the advice of switching up the weapons to see whether it's any quicker. And I'm even more confused now because I swapped out my ginormous axe thing for 2 little handheld chainsaws that I could just go and cut people with.
Yeah.
And it was doing the same amount of damage as the axe was, but every hit, so stuff was dying well quick. So axes early in that game are a very bad move, or I was just really bad at aiming them. I went and hunted down a Grand Jaguar, whatever it was called, and just slaughtered it good. So that was a bit more fun, but I started to get a bit bored in the end, because that game, if you go off the path a little bit, it just has a little sprinkly fairy dust thing that you can just follow to the next step. So it ends up just becoming, oh, where's Tinkerbell gone? Let's follow Tinkerbell, and then she shows you where to go, and then you do that thing, and then it shows you. And I was just following that around, and after a little while, it started to make me feel motion sick and odd, and I just thought, oh, great. So I think I lasted 4 hours in total, maybe 4.5 hours in total on that game before it's just the sickness started, the lack of real, I don't know. It's weird how I feel like it's almost too big to work. Like, I guess in the older games it didn't really show you the way round, but this one is, if it didn't show you round, you'd have no idea where to go. You'd just be completely left to it. Mm-hmm. And some people might like that, but then it would just become a bit odd, because you're going to look for paintings on a wall so you can like decipher their language and stuff like that, and unless you're told by Tinkerbell where they are, there's no hope of finding them. So I can see why Anna kind of went ugh about it when I started playing it. It is fun when I'm fighting stuff, when I'm just wandering around hunting things out and it's just showing me where they are. I'm a bit like, okay, this isn't particularly engaging or challenging, and I know that's not the only thing in the game, but I don't really want to just go for here's a monster. If I have to go and look for them and that's all I'm doing, I'd rather they just brought them to me and I just stabbed them, and at that point, what's the point? It's, I don't know, I don't see where the long sort of hook on this is. It just feels like I could go out and hunt them down and kill them, and that's it. And I already do that in games like Pokemon Go, but I don't kill them, I just catch them. So, and I have a bit of I can relate to the monsters there. I want to catch them because I know what they are. So I don't know. I might go back to it, but the feeling sick kind of puts me off the thought of going back to it. I think that's most games I try end up going that way in the end, don't they? That I just can't hack them. So when I stopped playing that, I found I don't know if you've spoken about this before, but there's a game on Game Pass called Death Squared.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of it.
Yeah, have you played it, Anna?
No, I saw it yesterday when I was on the Xbox.
So it can be one player, but you can also play it with up to 4 people, apparently. I don't know how you play it with 4 people, unless it adds in more, unless it's like a 4-player mode. But I can see how it could be 2 people, because you, on one controller, I'm controlling the left analog stick and the right analog stick, and you've got a blue cube robot and a red cube robot, and if you press whichever analog stick you decide to use, you're using that robot, and you've got to try and guide them across a little it's like a little board, I guess. You know, there's squares and there'll be gaps you can fall down, and there'll be buttons you can press, and you might move the red one onto a button and then it kills the blue one, and the whole point is you've got to try and get them both to a blue circle for the blue one and a red circle for the red one, and it gets harder as you go. I must admit, when I got it, when I started it up, I thought, oh no, it's just some like talentless shill has decided to try and rip off Portal with a quirky robot voice and a bit of, oh, it's humorous and they're going to say silly things. And I was a little bit down about it at my instant first impression. But then when I'd done a few of the missions, I thought, okay, the guy's not annoying. The robot is just a rip-off of the Portal one to an extent, but she's not trying to be sarcastic. She's just answering the questions. And the puzzles are fun. So I did about 20 of them. I think there's 80 in the single player, so I'm about a quarter of the way through it. They are hard. They're sort of hard, but because I'm only 20 through, I got them quite quick. But I feel like they're going to get a lot harder. I think I started to stop because I started to I was still feeling ill from playing Monster Hunter. So I started to kind of get a bit frustrated with some, like if I accidentally pressed the right one instead of the left one and I died, it was sending me into a bit of a confusion or whatever. But no, I think people will enjoy it. It's just a puzzle game, but it's fun, and yeah, it's just good to pick up and play. I want to see where I can't decide whether playing it with Claire or one of the kids would just create arguments. I feel like it might do, but if your family is less inclined to argue over games, then obviously go for it. We can't play Mario games because we end up killing each other in them by mistake and getting frustrated. So yeah, I thought my kettle was boiling.
I thought I heard that.
I was like, oh no!
What is that? It just happened again.
It's me.
All right. Do you know, I actually, that's a good segue because I've been playing, this isn't my third game, but I've been playing more of the battle, whatever it's called, battle mode on Pokemon Go, and that is bloody hard. But I am hooked on it because I was making tea the other day and then I nipped out because I needed to walk 100 meters to unlock the next round of battles, and I thought, right, damn it, it's not gonna drift its way around the street and get me the 100 meters. I'm gonna have to actually walk them. So I went off for a walk down to Tesco's, which isn't that far from my house, but I realised as I reached Tesco's that I'd left the kettle boiling, and I just had to turn around and sprint back, which, when you're my weight, it really hurt my knees. I managed to make it back without waking up the whole house, and then managed to lose 5 battles in a row because the Ultra League on Pokemon Go is just stupidly hard. They've made a bit of an odd choice of I got to like one of the highest ranks in the Great League because I happen to have all the good Pokemon for it, and then it's left me at that rank for the Ultra League, and everyone in the Ultra League at that rank is really good and has all the right Pokemon, and I don't. So I've been absolutely destroyed at it this week. I did have something like 60 battles and 45 wins. I'm now at 95 battles and 50 wins, so my ratio is ruined. But yeah, I'm getting better at it. It's very fun. This is probably, again, every now and again they add a feature, and I think this is my favourite feature they've added. They've done good with this, so that's cool.
I think the moral of that story is just like we told you after the podcast last week when we were talking about it. You need to just get a from the last 100 years kettle rather than an old-timey one that whistles. You crazy old man.
Yeah. Oh, my family are in bed, and I just suddenly thought, no. I mean, never mind the fact I'd left an open flame in my kitchen while I went out. I'd literally gone down the road, but yeah, I suddenly thought that whistle would have ruined them all. Blame my wife. She wanted it. It was a birthday present. But so I really blame me for buying it for her. The last one, I went back to Ni no Kuni a bit, and I wanted to ask whether any of you... So on Netflix, there's a Ni no Kuni film.
Yes, there is.
Is that a prequel to the game, or is it the game? Because I was just kind of like,
I have no clue.
I need to complete the game because I bought it, but equally, if I could just watch a film of it, I'm kind of... Don't know how I feel about that.
I can't remember now. Yeah, maybe
It looked like it...
before Christmas, didn't it? I cannot remember whether
Oh, did
was.
it? Okay, so it must not be the game. It must be something related to it. It looks like it's different characters, but it looked like it might be spoilers to the game as well. So
I
there's
think
three.
it's tied to the game in some way or another. I just don't know whether it's prequel.
Because it mentioned in the advert, it mentioned the villain from the game, and I thought, well, I don't want to play it and find out how the game ends or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to avoid it if it's actually just really good and it'll get me more into the game. But yeah, I didn't Google it because I didn't want to spoil the game for myself. But yeah, if it's like unrelated to the story, but it'll make me love the game more, and then I go and actually finish it, then it's worth watching. But I don't know. It's a minefield, isn't it? I didn't want to ruin the game for myself because I'm pretty sure I paid like full price for it, which I'm sort of kind of like I wish I hadn't because I've been kind of dipping in and out of it over a long time. Whereas some of the other games I've got, I've either smashed through or given up. But no, it's still fun, still good. I'm glad that it's on the Switch. More games like that would be cool because I get to just lay there and play it. And that is my 3 games, even though I spoke about 4.
Splendid. Is that it? Are we done? Can I go to bed?
I think Pab's Googling a question.
I'm just reading
for me.
Wikipedia on Ni no Kuni. There's pages and pages on it. And I was like, I cannot. I'd sit here for 20 minutes reading the Sheepdog. It might be worth further investigation, not on the podcast. Because there's so much stuff on there. I couldn't find anything like concrete on it. It's just a lot of stuff in it. Do you want me to go? I can go. I can tell you about what I've been playing.
For it.
Sorry, I didn't hear you then.
I said see ya.
Oh, that's how it is it?
Go, and I said
yes.
Pab, go. It was fun.
So earlier in the week, I played a bit more of Return of the Obra Dinn, I played it on stream, and I'm starting to think it was a mistake. That's why I stopped playing it the day after, Kev, when you came back, because
very confusing. This was.
It was. The game is amazing, but it doesn't. It requires all your attention, and when you've got people chatting to you in the chat, it's so hard to focus on.
Especially when one of those people is me, and I'm just trying to ruin your day.
You're just spamming your emotes at me. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then, like I say, yeah, it's just not. It was fine, right? So when I played it last week, I got to a point where I had found out who 3 people were on the ship, how they died, and who killed them. And then, when I started playing it this week on stream, it was like I had like a whole like array of people. And then it just kept showing me more and more and more people, but it was showing me like all I could find out was how they died, basically, because you could find out like pretty much the death. You can fathom out from the death image that you see of them how they died, but I couldn't fathom out who they were and who killed them. You know, unless it was like sea monster, or whatever it was. And it's just like it just kept more and more people kept getting layered and layered into it, and I was like, I cannot. While I'm trying to fathom this amount of people, just ever expanding casts just popping up to me, and trying to read chat and trying to make sure, you know what I mean. I was like, this is probably not the wisest game to be playing while it's giving me so much information, because I'm not taking any of it on. So
is it reading or listening to
no,
it,
it's a lot of like listening and watching, and it's like investigative work. So you go around. It's like like Batman has has like a detective mode type thing going on, and he can see like a crime scene that's made up like digitally, like a digital crime scene, doesn't he? It's kind of like that. There's like small small areas of investigation that you look at, and you're trying to fathom out, okay, this is this person, because the conversation, you hear a conversation before the scene is acted out. You hear the conversation, so if it's, say, someone's name's in that conversation, so you go, okay, so this is this person, and then you find out who killed him, and then you find out how he died. It shows how he's died, and it was just too much of it going on. There was like, okay, we're showing how this guy's died. Okay, there's another person dead here. How did he die? And it'd move on again, and he'd go to the next room. There's another person there on the floor dead. How did they die? And it'd push on through, and it's like in chapters as well. There's like about 8 chapters in this like big ledger that you've got. He's trying to piece the whole story together, and it's just like, oh my word, there's just too much information going on. So I was like, I need to probably, I'm saying this at the end of the stream, I need to play this probably off stream so I can get a grip of it and start working into it, like who's who and who's killed who and who's died from what have you. And then I could probably stream it again, but there was just too much information. Like I said, I bet there was a good 20 to 30 people turned up like on that ship that I'm meant to by identifying, but they're all kind of interconnected, intertwined, like sort of thing. It's complicated, but it is so cool. It's such a good game. I just want to play more of it. Like, but it's just, there's so many games at the minute that are on my backlog. Even now, there's not tons coming out. There's not lots coming out at all at the minute, but I've got such a backlog. So. The other 2 days that I've streamed this week, I've been playing Red Dead 2. I went back to Red Dead because I thought it might force me to play it, because I always said I was going to try and make myself play it, and I've had a lot of fun playing with it this time. I've had a lot of fun playing it when I don't have to. I can just kind of play it in, like, I stream for about 2 hours at the most, so I know I've got like a 2-hour window at the most I've got to play it. And I'm still so early on in that game. I'm still in chapter 2, so I'm still in tutorial, pretty much. And yeah, it's been fun playing Red Dead again. Even, like I say, I've just been kind of having fun with it. Not been taking it massively seriously, and I've not been.
It's the best game.
It is a good story. Some cool. It looks amazing. It does look amazing, and it's just, there is something to that game, and it's been fun. It has been quite fun just wandering about again. I found someone trapped under a horse, a woman trapped under a horse in the middle of the night when I was coming back from a mission, and I was like, okay, I'll help you out. And I just managed to get her out from underneath this horse, and she goes, I need help back to my town. I live in Valentine. I was like, yep, I know where that is. Come on and get on my horse. She's like, I can't move. You're gonna have to help me onto your horse. So I pull the horse up right next to her. I get off, and then I accidentally shove her. I press the wrong button, and I push her over. And I was like, oh no. And then she screams, and then she suddenly has the ability to run again, and she bolts it. Yeah. She's off. She's gone. I was like, she couldn't move a minute ago. And then she suddenly found that miracle cure, just bolted. I was like, oh no. I was like, she was gone into the fields. I couldn't even see her. It was dark. I was like, I'm not catching her. She's gone. She's going home now. She's suddenly found the adrenaline to get home. So I was like, well, it saves me a job. But yeah, Red Dead has been. It's been fun. It has been fun playing Red Dead, and like I say, just doing random things, and then like I say, you do get. Like I say, it's not all everything I'm paying attention to. It's much more. I don't have to pay as much attention to it if I'm one of people in the chat or whatever you're talking. I don't have to completely focus my attention on Red Dead, even though. Did I? I think I only got knocked off my horse twice, which is quite good. Which is because the amount of gifs and stuff that you saw when that game first came out, people were getting clattered by stuff and getting flung off their horse. What have you? I fell off the horse twice.
Have you gone full pelt into a tree yet?
No, I haven't. I went full pelt into it was like I was going up a hill, and there was there was clearly a ledge that was clearly too big for the horse. It looked fine to me. In real life, a horse would take that no problem, and it just went straight into it, just boosh, straight off, and then I went off a kind of like a bit of a steep cliffside. It wasn't that steep, but I did just go straight off it, and the horse rolled down it, and I rolled down it, and I got him back up, and I called my horse Keith. Called him Keith. Yeah, called him Keith.
Wow. So
I've got Keith now, and someone in chat was like, "Yeah, he's small in here." I was like, "Has he got a donkey?" And I went, "No, it's a horse." And he went, "Your feet are nearly touching the floor." I was like, "What are you talking about? You don't talk rubbish." I was like, "It's on a hill. He's on a hill. He's not small. He's just on a hill. Look, he's leaning down. Leave him alone. Leave him alone." And then it's just he is quite a small horse, but what can you do? That's the horse that they gave me. That's the only horse I could afford, so I've got to have Keith now. And
Did you not get the war horse at the start, or does that?
I think that there's a horse that you get for some sort of pre-order bonus or whatever it was, or some nonsense like that.
Yeah, I've got that for the pre-order.
I think I
can't believe I'm going to pre-order this. And
I think I had it on the Xbox,
properly.
But I've not got it on this. Yeah. And yes, I've just got the bog standard basic horse, and because I've named it Keith now, I've got an attachment to it. And I was like, I can't let Keith go now. Keith's got to stay now.
Absolutely.
So I can't get rid of Keith.
Why don't you pretend you named the saddle Keith and just move the saddle onto the next horse?
You got no soul, Sheepdog.
Yeah, come on now. Can't do that to Keith. What are you doing? Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, but you know Keith's going to let you down when you accidentally ride into the clan like I did.
I just got to.
Why don't you just pretend that you named your kids' shoes their names and swap them for some bigger ones? You monster. It's been a lot of fun, Red Dead, and I didn't, as much as it has been a slog. I mean, this game has been horrendous to play with on the PC. Is frightening to put on. It just hates you. Yeah, I always had my complaints with this game is that it requires so much of you, and You're about to say frame rate. You're
no. The frame rate hasn't been really an issue. It fights you at every opportunity, doesn't it? The controls are tedious. The things you got to do is like really stupid. So I go to stream it. I've got OBS open over here on my second monitor. I tab over to the game and it goes, nope. Throws OBS across to the other side of the screen. I'm like, what are you doing? And it won't. And then I tab out of it, and then it goes into a small window. So I've got like a little tiny window of Red Dead now, and then it messes with my OBS, and then I can't. So I'm like wrestling, trying to. So I tab out of it, I click in OBS, and it drags me back into the game. it tapped me back into the game. I was like, "What are you doing?" I can't get off into OBS to do anything. I'm like, I don't know what. It's bizarre. It makes everything it messes everything up. It's like I've got it in windowed, I've got it in borderless windowed, I've got it in full screen mode. I've tried everything. Just a bizarre game.
You don't get that.
No, but it require a lot more faffing about to get that to stream that onto the PC. But it's been a bizarre week. It's been a whirlwind of a week.
I think that's why I prefer to console, so I don't have to faff with all that. Just
but it's only been that game though. That's the thing. Since I've been streaming again, I've played like 2 or 3 different games. I've never had that issue before where it's like completely. It's like if you don't want to.
Did you say it'd be harder to stream it on Xbox? Wouldn't you have just clicked stream?
Well, no, to get
only if he was living in amateur land.
Yeah, if I wanted to get it through to OBS from the console to the PC, then I'd require. And I have got a capture card, but it's not a very good one, and it's a lot of faffing about, and it's just like it's not worth it for the things. And yes, the frame rate is better on the PC. Kev came into the studio and went, there's no such thing as frame rate, and I went, there's a frame rate counter in the top corner. Look at that. What's that number
that's
there?
The only way you knew it was dropping because you had to have a counter there. Yeah, exactly.
That may be the case, but it's still there. It's still evidence that it exists. The only other thing that I have played, and I've played it this evening because the Bleeding Edge beta has started this evening, today, 14th to the 16th. It's the new game from Ninja Theory, and it is like
is this that Hellblade? Is that what?
No.
No.
No, it's from the people who made that. This is a 4v4 kind of like objective-based multiplayer type thing. It's like all.
What's it called?
Bleeding Edge. I've got
Are you
it.
in like a lab kind of thing with 4 mates, and you gotta?
It's a 4v4 kind of multiplayer.
Okay.
Kind of thing, and it's like. So you have like it's like all different. It's like what is it? Probably 12 characters you pick from, akin to something like Overwatch. So you have like attackers, healers, and tanks, and they all have different abilities and stuff like that. And you have to like basically capture the points and hold the points, but the points can move and what have you. And you have to basically move around this map and capture the points and hold on, and you get more points for killing people. And it's like first to whatever it is, like any multiplayer game, it's like first to 500 points, whatever it is, and you get 10 points for every 2 seconds. The control point's yours, and 50 points for a kill, or whatever it is. And it seemed alright for what it was. I played 2 or 3 games of it. It seemed okay. It didn't seem offensive. I just don't know whether this will have.
Not offensive. That's what you look for in your games.
No, as in like it's not god awful, is what I'm saying. It's not bad. I just don't know whether this will have legs realistically for what it is. I just don't think it's going to like take over from like Call of Duty or your Apex or your other big multiplayer games in the market. I just don't think this is necessarily going to have. I could be completely wrong. I could be proven completely wrong, and it could take off and it be like a big hit. But I don't know. It's got like an aesthetic that's akin to something like a Borderlands, kind of like. Yeah, it reminded me of Borderlands a little bit. And it, like I say, it seems alright. It's the beta's open. I think anyone can get in it. I'm presuming so. I don't know. I'm in the ultimate the Game Pass thing, so it was just on there yesterday when I had a look. So it could be only for Game Pass people, and I'm not even sure. I'm presuming it's on Xbox as well as PC, but I've played it on the PC. But yeah, the 14th to the 16th of February, it is open. So give it a go. I mean, like I say, you got nothing better on. Why not?
What a sales pitch!
Hey, mate, if that helps sway whether you want to buy it or not, it's worth giving it a go to have a go on the free beta. I mean, sure. Yeah. I know you won't have a go, but Some people might have been interested in it and gone, let's give it a go.
Those people are silly bears.
Mm.
Anna, what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing? I went back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think Odyssey sounds right. Because I wanted to get to Atlantis, one of them variations. But I have to go and kill some mythical beasts. I have passed 3 of them. So I got past like the winged one, Pegasus. No, it doesn't sound right. It had wings anyway.
The horse with wings?
Kind of, but it had like a horse, a tail of a snake and a goat somewhere and something else. It was very feathery. I can't remember what it's called now. But that one, I just had to solve a riddle. So you could fight it or solve a riddle. I solved the riddle because I'm not very good at the fighting.
Okay.
And then that one was easy. I found that easy. And then I went to a different part of the map, like very southwards, to find the Minotaur.
Yeah, Minotaur. Yeah. Like
that was a whole quest thing that I had to do before I could get there. So that took forever, but I got there. I fought him. That was a long fight. It was 15 minutes, and by the end of it, my heartbeat, was 137 beats per minute.
Okay,
It was intense, that fight was, because it was basically you have to, like with it's a boss fight, so you have to find out what their what's the word I'm looking for? Their moveset. So you have to see what they're gonna do and then figure out where you can hit them and stuff. And he beat me once, but then I went into it again and I beat him because I just changed some of my powers around. So I had, like, there's a power that sets your sword on fire for a few seconds. That is amazing because obviously you hit him with the fire sword damages him over time. So even if you're not hitting him, he's still losing health. So that's a good one. So I got him, ripped off his head maybe, and then there was like an orb in it. So that's 2. Then I got to the third one, which was the one with one eye, Cyclops.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had to beat him. I beat him with basically a bow and arrow. Hitting his eyeball, because obviously that's his weak spot. Like with everything, if it's glowing yellow, you think, that looks like a sore spot for them. So yeah, just hit him in the eye with exploding and fire arrows into the eyeball. Wait till it goes down. Go and smack him a few times with whatever weapon you've got. So took him out, ripped out his eye, another orb. Now I have to go and find the woman with the snakes for hair.
Medusa.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know where
this game is so cool.
It is. So I know where, like, I knew where she was, what island she was on, but I came from the wrong side of the island. So I went from, I think it was like, if I was in the south, I got to the south coast of the island she was on, headed north because it was the only question mark that was shimmery. So when it's shimmery, it's normally where your quest is, because I have the show me where everything is. I don't want to go searching. I have no interest in searching islands. I just want to tell me where it is and I'll go there. Even though you can turn that off and you can it'll just go, it's over there somewhere. That area is massive. Go and find it. I haven't got time for that. So I went south to north. So I found her area. It was just like this big misty area with a lot of stone people, and you're like, but you can't get in because there's no way of getting in. So I headed a bit more north, found a woman that was I think she was about to be killed because they thought she was a witch. Anyway, so I rescued her. She took me back to the area where all the stone people are, and then that's why I turned it off. So I think she's going to help me get into it so I can kill her to get enough orb. Then I could hopefully finally go to Atlantis. But I
Wow.
need to get it. Yeah, so
I mean,
Assassin's Creed always had these mythical people.
I think
and-
Origins had it in.
yeah, Origins has got mythical Greek
Yeah.
people.
No,
Greek ones,
Egyptian.
no?
These are Greek. yeah.
Egyptian, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
just
like-
Origins.
I just went on Google, was like Assassin's Creed, and I was just typing in different, like Hades. He's in there apparently. And it's just like, oh, okay. Why is he just? Why's the cast of Hercules suddenly in this usually historically accurate game? I'm guessing
What?
they've made them not accurate. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't particularly play, but I've not particularly cared for them. When I last played one, it was probably PS2. I always thought they were supposed to be more accurate.
The first one's came out till 2003 at PlayStation 3.
The first Assassin's Creed.
Was
Came out,
PlayStation 3.
it came out on 360.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then.
Okay,
I
I,
don't
was
know.
just thinking.
Assassin's Creed 2
time.
was that
360.
PS3 really?
360 PS3, yeah.
Yeah.
Christ, I thought it was older than that. Okay, well it was PS3 then, because it's definitely PS I played it on.
Like, I know what you mean by like being historical, because you've got like the American Revolution, and you've got things that are history, but this is a bit of fun.
I think they
This
just
is a
set it.
dramatic-
I think they're set in like a certain historical time, but they're not necessarily historically accurate.
Okay, no, fair
So,
enough.
I
I've
think
always
that's
assumed
it.
they were, because
They
supposed
follow
to be
some
about-
tropes. I think they
Yeah,
they obviously
they've
believe
got
that them.
yeah, they do kind of stray off the beaten path. I think at times.
I was saying, at this point, it's more of a they just do what they want. It's what you're getting. It's this style of game. It's this style of fighting.
Well, this
and
is
whatever.
all the DLC as well. It's not really. I think all like the different gods and stuff like that, and that more like
I mean, even Red
mythical
Dead does
stuff.
that though, doesn't it? It has these mythical monsters, animals you can fight.
well, they're
Not
just
the
legendary animals that you hunt, aren't they? They're not Medusa.
They got a bit more dubious towards the end.
I don't
Not
know.
Medusa level, but Red Dead Redemption had quite bizarre animals in it. They weren't.
They had like had Bigfoot in it and stuff like that, didn't it? But that was in the DLC.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I
what I'm
think
saying. So
I think
guess
this is in the
reasonable.
DLC. I don't think this in the main stuff. It's not much of like the mythical. Like you're not fighting. I feel like they just save that stuff for the DLC to be much more fantasy based. I think it's why you go
it's
to
probably
Atlantis.
easier to write and come up with.
I mean, you've got straight up Final Fantasy 15 stuff in Origins. If I remember right.
In Origins.
In Origins, there was Final Fantasy 15 content.
Yes. Oh god, yes, there was. You got a chocobo
Yeah.
and the big sword. Oh, I was
Yeah.
all for that. That was my
Yeah,
That was
so that's-
even
there you
though
go.
I had named my camel, I was on that chocobo all the time, just like bouncing about with its feathers, and it was just amazing.
They've added the full 15 onto Game Pass now, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
King expansion, is that something like that? I've not played.
Don't play it. Don't play it.
Was the expansion not good?
Just don't play the game.
Oh no, I've completed the game.
Really.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm looking forward to them doing the next one in full. This one was
Yeah.
kind of let's cut away all that exploring stuff and just keep people on the road or the roadside. But I enjoyed it, and the DLC supposedly expanded on that.
Oh, it's a DLC.
Yeah, well, the game is on there, but they've called it the King Edition or something.
Yeah, it's got the complete edition. Which has
Yeah.
all the DLC
Oh,
with it.
I
So
see.
I was wondering whether if I got that, would it recognise that I already had a save?
I'm guessing not.
Yeah.
I reckon
I'm
it's a
guessing
separate executable that's just like the complete package. You'd have
Which
to
is a
start
shame
it again.
because whilst I say I enjoyed it, I wouldn't want to play it again. It was too many hours.
No.
The end is a bit weird. I mean, I don't really get. Again, you can tell I didn't really finish that just to review a really old game all of a sudden. But there comes a point where you're kind of stuck at the end of the game. You can't really, because of the plot, you can't really do anything you would have been able to do in a normal Final Fantasy game. And then you're introduced to these random dog things that can send you back in time, so you can do that. I don't really. I met them and thought, I don't understand where you've come from, why you're here, or what you're for, other than to irrationally give me the ability to go back to towns that I played at the start of the game. Yeah, I think you just had to accept that was a thing, and then I just didn't do it. I completed it and never looked back. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them doing a proper completed game, which is not what they're doing with 7 in a month's time, is it? They're releasing the first quarter of that game. Apparently, they don't finish games anymore. Did you see that?
Well, I'll get back onto my game.
Oh, sorry, I've derailed that. Sorry, mate.
Sheepdog, you monster.
Oh my god! Right, Game Pass. Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I'm all for Game Pass. I think it's great. Does what it does. But why does it lie to you?
What did
It lies to you.
It lies to you. So I have the Game Pass app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I occasionally browse it when I'm supposed to be doing other work. Just have a look, see what's on there, see if anything I fancy having a go at for 10 minutes. And I see there a big logo saying Wasteland. I was like, oh, it's out already. I thought this was to the end of the month. Oh my god, I've downloaded this. Turned on my Xbox, it didn't download. Turned on the TV. Needed a update because I hadn't turned it on since before Christmas maybe. Did the update. Went on to Game Pass. Downloaded it. Was getting really excited for it. I'll have an hour on this. Went to it. Went, you're too early. What do you mean I'm too early? Oh, it is annoying because it did it before Christmas as well, because I tried to down the Ori and the Willow and the Wisp.
Yeah.
That was on there. I was like, oh, they've released it early for Christmas. Wow. I love the first hour of these games, because after that I can't play them. I have to watch someone else play them because they're so hard. I was like, oh, so I downloaded it, turned it on. Hey, you're a bit too early. So I just, it annoys me. So I thought, oh, for goodness sake, turn on the Xbox. I waited all that, like the 20 minutes for it to update. What should I play? And I remember when I last went on Game Pass, I downloaded Pillars of Eternity. I turned that on. Like, this is when I first got it. I was like, I've played this. I bought this game like as a disc version, and I didn't like it, and I sent it back. Why would I download it? So I turned it off. And then yesterday, I thought, okay, I'll just see what's happening, because I wanted it to be like Divinity, but it's not. It's like what sort of a game? Dragon Age. In Dragon Age, you could stop the battles and plan your attacks, which is fine. But I carried on. I played it for like 3 hours. And I'm dying. So I was literally on easy mode, because I've never played these games. I was dying constantly. Like, not even like just once, constantly. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Everyone that was in my band, my team, have died. Like, not by my fault. Like, one of them ran off and got themselves in a trap. Then another man, I came out of a cave, a big light, and he died. I'm like, what? Why did you all die? So it's just me and my lion. I have a lion as a friend. He is my pet because I am an archer, I think. So I found this tree with all, but apparently I can see ghosts, so I can see dead people. I've got the sixth sense.
That'd be handy when you become a CSI, wouldn't it?
Like, I have this. So I'm walking around, I'm seeing all like these shadowy figures thinking, are you a ghost? Are you supposed to be there? Are you glitching? Like, I don't understand. I seriously don't understand what's going on. And then I got to a village and I found a tree, and this tree had 17 dead people hanging from it. Right? Don't know why. Something about a king and his offspring. Don't know why. I found some stairs so I found an old house that was like basically like not a house anymore. It was just bricks, and there were stairs that were going down to a basement. I went down to the basement. I talked to a man. A man says, if you bring me some bones, I'll give you a prize. seems alright to me. Prize and some money. I'm doing that. I go down. I find the bells. I ring the bells. Then, I go down. So I ring the bells. The doors open. I go downstairs. At first, the first floor was alright. It was just spiders. I can kill them. Got down to the second one. It's like ghost things. And I walked in one room and there was 5 of them, and I just went nope. And I turned around, I walked out, I walked back up to the first thing, went past the bells and left. I was like, I can't play this game. So by that time I turned it down to story mode only. So there is fighting, but literally you look at them and then they're dead.
Yeah.
But before I went back down, I thought, right, I'll go into the village, and I found a man who was a wizard, I think he is, talking to these people, and then he told them to do not very nice things to his sister, so they got angry and we started fighting. I blew them up with just like my knife. They went pop, pop, pop. Now I have a wizard in my team. I'm thinking I've played this game wrong, because I think I need people in my team to go and do big quests like find bones. So I've left it there at the moment. I have a wizard, a lion, and myself. I might go back to it tomorrow after trampolining, bouncing that Kevin's doing, that I have to go and watch, so make sure they don't hurt themselves. But yeah, not Divinity.
Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity is on Game Pass.
I've got a question about Game Pass that I've been wondering, because a game I want is coming out at the end of the month. Do they? How soon do they tell you when games are coming on it?
Depends what it is. Is it first party or third party?
This is third party, I think. So basically,
okay. So odds are, realistically, unless they've got a deal in with Microsoft already, it won't come to Game Pass straight away.
So basically, Xbox put out a tweet talking about Game Pass, and it had the games they were bringing out this month, and then it had the One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows game on it. But I googled, is this going to be on Game Pass? Nothing. Looked on Reddit, nothing. I can't find anything to say whether or not it is, but why was it on Microsoft's tweet? But it is out at the end of the month, so it might have just been saying it's out to get people like me looking for it or whatever.
Yeah, if you didn't say it's normally they tweet out on Game Pass this month, they'd all be sure, new to Game Pass, and they show Game Pass for Xbox and Game Pass for PC. They normally have images on of
I
which
think it was
ones
something
are
like February is a great month for gaming. And
that sounds like it's going to be just games that are coming out on the console.
At least half the games on it are on Game Pass. So maybe it's a mix, but I'm just apprehensive because I don't want to buy it and then find I could have had it for now. Well, not now, but I've got my Game Pass.
Well, wait till it comes out and then let's have a look on Game Pass. If it's there, then great. If it's not, then
I wish I got invited to do the beta of it, but I thought it was going to be fighting other people, so I thought, well, I'm just going to get destroyed and it's going to put me off it. But I don't know if I spoke about it before. I've looked at sort of some of the clips of it, and it's not like normal fighting games where you're sort of just beating the computer. It's about surviving long enough against a really, really tough battle, because in the cartoon he's always late. So it's he's always he'll demolish a monster will demolish a city, and then he'll turn up right at the last minute and then just punch them once and they're defeated. But everyone else has been blowing them up and all sorts. And as a fighting game, you're basically trying to beat the villain. And
you're going to run the clock down.
There's a little screen showing him running to you, and the better you fight, the timer kind of goes down a bit, and you've got to last long enough that he'll turn up and then just thump him. And I just thought it's quite a clever way to fit that universe, do a different fighting game, and it'll be a bit of a story. I've been down a right rabbit hole reading the manga of that. I've finished that now. Well, I've finished it. It's not over. I'm at the point now where they're releasing it 3 times a month or whatever. But I'm excited to see another story of it because it is awesome, and I reckon it'll be quite a fun game. Don't exactly see it setting the world on fire because it's still button mashing against villains. I can't even see how it would have it could have a competitive in terms of all the characters are probably unlockable, but I don't see how it would have any kind of competitive scene. really. I mean, you'd all just be One Punch Man, and then that's it. You'd kill each other. So beyond that, it isn't a One Punch Man game. It's just I'm confused to see what they're going to do. But the way they've done this is quite clever. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully I'll get to review it in the next month or so.
Splendid. Is that your lot then, boys and girls? Are we done?
Oh, hang on, no. I've just remembered.
Goodness me.
I've only quick. I've backed a game on Kickstarter.
You proper Mr. Internet this week, aren't you? Streaming sensation, backing Kickstarters.
I know.
What will you think of next?
Pillars of Eternity was made.
There's loads
by...
of games that were Kickstarter.
It comes up with 700 Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Yeah, backers.
Backers.
Yeah, I have backed the Wonderful 101 remaster, which is coming to everything now. It was a huge success. It was like backed within 5 minutes. So it's the Wonderful 101 made by Platinum from the Wii U, wasn't it? It was one of the Wii U.
It was rubbish.
I don't know. I'd never played it, but I know a lot of people did really like it as well. That's why everyone has kind of like been championing for it like for so long. And I was like, it's. I don't know. I'm curious to see what it was. And like I said, I never played it.
We had it, didn't we, Anna?
Oh God, that awful game!
It was the thing where you had the 101 people, and you had to sort of group them together on the thing, and it was awful.
Have
fun with your Kickstarter, though, Pab.
Sorry.
Have fun with your Kickstarter, though.
I will. I look forward to it because, like I say, I did hear people saying it was awful, but I heard a lot of people say, people loved it as well, and like people thought it was like one of Platinum's best games, but it's it's them sort of games which make it for more interesting games like Death Stranding, where it's a game where people hate it and people love it as well. They're the sort of games that I'm like interested in because it's not like, you know what I mean? It's such a.
It's something different.
You never know what you're going to get. But it's anyway. Yeah, I've backed it. It's coming out on everything now. It was initially just coming out on Switch, I think, and now it's coming to PC and Xbox and PS4, I think, and it's coming relatively quickly as well. I think the Kickstarter will run through February, so if anyone's out there who's interested in it, I think you can go find it on Kickstarter. There's constant. I'm like getting like 2 or 3 emails a week about the backer updates and all this sort of thing. It's absolutely blitzed the target that they were trying to get. But yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to that, so that if people are interested in it, they can go find it on Kickstarter now.
Splendid. Well, I think that is us done at this point, at this juncture.
Yeah.
I believe this podcast. I shall declare it complete. Which means, if you want to find out more and hassle Sheepdog, you can do it at MGUK Podcast on Twitter, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
Or you can annoy me directly at RB6K,
which I actively encourage.
Don't be mean. I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Let's play a game this week called How Many People Will Sheepdog Block? And then we'll see how many people he'll block just through being a grumpy old sheepdog.
Hopefully -1. I'll give this guy a chance and see what happens.
I'm going to make this the week you finally block me.
Don't see what you could
Why
do,
would
really.
You do that?
I've probably already got you muted.
Yeah, you chime in too often for someone who's got me muted.
Yeah.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
See ya.
Thanks for listening, folks.